The clink of coffee mugs colliding over a boardroom table rings through the air, each note a barely suppressed sigh or an unvoiced concern. Dario stands at the center of this small universe, the soft buzz of a projector painting light across serious faces. Each attendee holds the weight of what-ifs, maybe afraid to see consequences hatching from today's decision-making in tomorrow's headlines. The stakes are high, decisions that feel like sand slipping through fingers, promises hard to keep and harder to shoulder alone. Dario glances down at his notes, fingers brushing over words that feel like lifelines. But in this room, clarity seems evasive. There it is, greed, not in bold or underline, but subtly lurking at the edge of agenda bullet points. Greed has always been here, lurking behind benevolent faces, hidden in corporate jargon, masking itself with intentions tinted by selfish aspirations. Remember that time, Dario? When you stood at the crossroads of dreams and ambition, blinded by opportunities someone else claimed as their own? Greed has a way of embedding itself, a soft and silent pollutant that corrupts from the edges until decay sits at the center. Dario's thoughts journey back to a business school conference, a snapshot from years past that is still so vibrantly alive. The stage lights searing down on solo entrepreneurs, each sharing tales of triumph, threaded with subtle warnings about the cost of greed, a caution murmured in clip-polished tones. One story, though, remains indelibly etched into his mind. A man he couldn't name now, talking about a venture stripped bare by insatiate hunger for more than what was earned. Fast forward, and Dario finds himself treading an eerily similar path. His mind, once a fertile garden of potential and collaboration, whispers dark possibilities of solitude, a self-imposed exile from everything he values. Like the deserted entrepreneurs of tales past, he risks finding only a barren landscape of acquaintance without friendship, success without satisfaction. The meeting room fills with chatter. Voices wane, then rise again, punctuated by the shuffle of papers and clinks of china, all mere accompaniments to the deep currents of greed weaving past the polished mahogany and beneath their peripheral awareness. Here lie opportunities dressed in shadowy allurements, where choices beguile, making one wonder if they were real at all. These are the calls of a glittered temptation, but have such decisions ever been about silver linings or only thinly veiled illusions? Tension hangs in the air, palpable. Dario inhales deeply, knowing that every pivot will guide or mislead, propel forward or veer into desolation. Decisions here are seeds. How he plants them will resonate deeply beyond these walls. This world, business negotiation, the art of give and take, is not merely about claiming more. It's about sculpting, shaping a story that others can believe. But when sculpted by greed, that story twists, the true purpose masked by layer upon layer of wants. He imagines his position, a captain nestled in a fragile ship on deceptively serene waters, surrounded by colleagues navigating their own promises. He recognizes the desertion of those who lost their way amidst greed. He can see it now so clearly, those abandoned tales that echo as warnings. A ship on its own is powerful, yet vulnerable to the unseen forces that churn below. Pride, ambition, greed. Dario realizes now how easy it would be to drift on such waters, swept away by currents of his own making, a realization both enlightening and terrifying. Each wrong turn, each blind eye turned toward greed's whispers. It stakes a claim. Here lie the ripples of a silent tide, seeking to drown intention in its embrace, separate from the humanity that could anchor it back on course. He sees again the deserted entrepreneurs, their once hopeful faces fading from his memory as quickly as goodwill can dissipate without anchors. They float aimlessly on, memories of ships they forgot how to steer. It hits Dario like a tidal wave, not the whispers of greed, but of something stronger, something real. It comes from a place deep within, where roots still shelter seeds waiting to thrive. It's the whisper of accountability, the voice of integrity. In this room, surrounded by eyes of expectation glinting brighter than any projector light, he sees hope. It is a choice, a new direction mapped by the heart. It is freedom from corners greed has painted for him to hide, a chance to steer anew. Silence falls once more, a different kind of silence, charged with possibility. Dario looks around at the expectant faces, at the unseen tides pulling each member of this exclusive club of decision-makers in different directions. Here he holds himself accountable. He pauses for a fraction longer, lets a smile ghost across his face as he straightens his posture. This decision won't be one of exclusion nor abandonment. His will include them all, a resounding echo against the deceptive allure of greed. They talk about ships and captains, they speak of visions and illusions, they navigate complex webs, fragile and beautiful all the same. But here now, they will chart a course based on values, honor, and humanity. Their meeting might be just another meeting, or it could be the moment that transforms their shared corporate soul, adjusting perspective from acquisition to contribution, from isolation to community. As the room buzzes back into life like a great ship setting sail, Dario feels an unmistakable shift within. Not toward the cold void where greed's promises linger, but back toward a precious network of understanding, connections as strong as steel and dreams as vast as the sea itself. Dario smiles, knowing this is his moment. He reaches for the projector's remote, not to signify an ending, but to usher in a beginning. His words come not from a place of desertion, but from hope's embrace, a cornerstone for new stories he hopes to write. His story, once yet unwritten, is now alive with seeds of promise taking root. The shared sea beneath their workplace vessel now shimmers with that electric possibility of brighter tomorrows, painted with a human touch, willing to chart the course together. Yet, as it always will, greed beckons from the edges, soft and silent, ever waiting. Only now, Dario is ready, alert to its false promises, and attuned to a deeper call. The voices of those he will not desert, the ideals he will uphold and paths he will sail, this time not alone. Their collective journey, however, is only beginning to unfold, woven with the threads of perseverance and change. Dario finds himself surrounded by a tapestry of individuals who have similarly caught the wind of transformation blowing through their sails. Each meeting they convene deepens the bonds between them, as they share narratives filled with resilience and aspirations, forming a choir of determination that rises above the whispers of doubt. The path is far from easy. Challenges lie ahead, unpredictable as the sea. There will be dark nights when the horizon will fade into the abyss, but it is during these moments that their trust and unity will act as a lighthouse, guiding them through the storm. Dario's mind is a map charting diverse ideas, sketches of innovations drawn from the experiences of those around him. He becomes a vessel, not just of change but of understanding, navigating the intersection of technology and humanity, ensuring that progress does not dismiss those who lack a voice. It is through this collaborative spirit that they aspire to forge environments where prosperity is shared, where no one is left adrift. The stars that once seemed out of reach now serve as beacons, testament to the heights that can be scaled when hearts and minds converge with shared purpose.